It's time, again, once again, we've said it before and we'll say it again, it is time to take a little jump here. It's time to take a change of focus. It's time to bring a new attention to this moment, a new opportunity to this moment. You know, when we teach you folks things, we tend to go in patterns of new experience, explain new experience, digest new experience. And that tends to be one meeting of explaining, one meeting of digesting, one meeting of explaining, and then we kind of talk about it and explain it some more. And then we kind of have a few meetings where it sort of tails off a little bit as we explore it together. And we want to get up to a new level tonight and a new level of energy. Primarily around living in level 6 is primarily what we want to talk about, but there'll be other things as well. So we have to start out in the right place. We have to start out in the right place in order to go where we want to go. You need to energetically open the doorway for the opportunity for us to shift the energy. So let's focus together on the desire for transformation. We feel it very deeply in the room. You didn't come tonight just to screw off and hear Veronica tell silly stories. You came for transformation. You're ready to have a new experience. We can feel it. You're asking for it. And what happens is you pull it out of us, right? We cannot teach unless you are ready to go there, unless you invite us with your free will. Now, sometimes that's done a bit subconsciously. We like when you do it intentionally, on purpose, and now saying, we're ready, we're ready, we're ready. We don't want to wait anymore. We know we're in the 2012 timeline. We recognize the opportunity that's presenting. There's a lot of shit going down. It hasn't been easy, and I'm ready to move through and past and beyond what has previously felt as only possible. This is where we want to meet you, and this is where we feel like you are. So energetically, what does this look like? What can we, the guardians, help you with in this moment? You have to come here with the willingness to lay it down, to lay down the old stories. Now we know that there's a true sense in you that, of course I want to lay this thing down that I don't like. Of course I want to lay this thing down that's hard. Of course I want to get beyond this. That cannot just be a random mental idea. It must actually be your heart's desire. It must actually be what you really, truly want. The thing that you would work for, the thing that you would scrabble for, the thing that you would yearn for, the thing that you wake up in the morning going, yes, this is what I want to do. And you go to bed knowing that I worked on it that day. There's a passion, a fierceness, a readiness. That thing that's on that level is the thing we want to work with you on tonight. Everybody has a story. Everybody has difficulty. Everybody has challenge. Everybody has something that's driving them crazy. Where are you fierce in your desire for transformation? Where are you with the bit between your teeth? Where do you scream to the heavens and say, please help me with this? I'm ready. I can't wait for it to change. I want it to be different. I need it to be different. It is now, right now. And I'm willing to take the change that comes with that change. I'm ready for the transformation that brings up in me to happen. I'm ready to battle with the survival instinct and not resist simply out of habit. In order to live in the idea of level 6, which is this, level 5, this trigger is mine, level 6, what trigger? In order to live in what trigger? The idea that as things that were previously triggering to you occur, you monitor your reaction to your creation so quickly and thoroughly that you actually erase the presence of the trigger, even though you're still experiencing that event. Your reaction to your creation interrupts the pattern to trigger. You see, let's imagine that you have a fork in the road. Over here is the experience of trigger. So you have a generating event and you go to trigger and you live in trigger. We know this pattern. All of you do. We don't need it. If you have that fork in the road and you catch yourself at the generating event, the minute the bill hits the mailbox, the minute you get the phone call, the minute your partner says whatever your partner says, you catch yourself at the generating event and you choose to own it so profoundly that the path to the idea of experiencing it as a trigger is not even a traversable path. There is only one path, and that path is I own it, I take responsibility for it, I know it's here for me, and this is my creation, and I will own my reaction to my creation. That is how you take away the sting of a trigger, is you own your reaction to your creation to facilitate the position of level 6, which is what triggered. It's impossible to experience something as a triggering event if you own your reaction to your creation. Instead of it being a triggering event, meaning a negative experience, it becomes an experience that is for you, that teaches you, that helps you grow, and that gives you the opportunity to know the truth of you. At the moment of the generation of the experience, as far back into it as possible. Many of you, and most of you, are getting more and more this way as you become more and more intuitive, empathic, psychic, available to connect with your soul's perspective, getting insight from your guides, reading the signs in the clouds, whatever it is that you do to get non-physical insight, non-mental insight. That becomes the generating event. Ooh, I feel like something's going on. I get the sense that my partner's unhappy. I suspect something's going on at work and when I'm not there. I think such and such is happening. These instincts and intuitions you have, that's the generating event. Start taking responsibility for the reaction to your creation at that point. How quickly in the generating event can you make the choice is the question we lay before you. How quickly in the generating event can you make the choice? How quickly can you make the choice? Quickly is the answer. If you know that that's the thing that really matters to you, that's the focus you want to have, and that's the purpose that you're having, is I want to grow as fast as I can, and I want to transform things as readily as I can, and I'm going to do that by catching myself at the generating event. Where is the generating event? Elohim will talk to you about that more later. We're going to go so the visionaries can come. But remember, find yourself in the generating event and say, I'm in the generating event. Acknowledge it. Because if you stay in the generating event, then you're not in trigger. We will get to the other path, but we want to keep you out of trigger so you can be in level 6. What trigger is, I catch my shit fast in the generating moment, therefore I can handle it in a conscious way and not generate more baggage and static. You don't need more baggage and static that we have to help you clear up. Don't generate more. Between the generating event and the experience of it as a trigger is a place of accumulating baggage and static, just like when the cats and the dogs come in covered with those burrs, right, this time of year. Just imagine, if you let yourself be in trigger, you're collecting baggage and static you will have to attend to. If you hold in the generating event, you allow yourself to not collect baggage and static. You're in the moment and you're giving yourself the opportunity to experience the learning, why it's there, what it's here to give you, what it's here to teach you, what it's here to show you, without lumping on it a bunch of baggage and static. It frees you. This will free you. But you have to want it, because it's not the easiest thing you've ever done. It won't be hard, but it won't be easy, and there's a big difference between those two. You can do it in an easeful way, but it will cause you to sweat and to worry and to have palpitations and to have the body reaction and the survival instinct. You will have all that, and you will have to attend to it, and we've given you hundreds of tools to help you with it, and we know you can do it. That'll be your opportunity. That's the gift. That's the challenge. But we'll tell you right now, whatever amount of anxiety you experience by holding in the generating event pales in comparison to all the shit you have to do if you move into trigger. Trigger lowers your vibration, brings in static and baggage, and causes you to feel hopeless. Because as you experience a high vibrational life, when you go into trigger, your vibrational changes so much that it brings up feelings of depression and hopelessness. That's another thing. You get the baggage, the static, and the hopelessness. Whatever it takes to hold into the generating event, it pales in comparison to the difficulties and the challenges and the added baggage and static that triggers give you. And by triggers, we mean by going into a triggered state. Reacting as a triggered person to a generating event. Okay, we're really going to get the visionaries now.